And welcome back to my diamond painting pals. This is Allison Rosen, and today we are setting up a new kit, and I'm just gonna do it with you. So this is how I set up for a new painting. It has changed since I started, and it will likely change again because there's always improvements to be made no matter what. So, like everybody else always says, this is just how I do it. Doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong, but, anyways, I'm just gonna do it this way. Whatever. This way is the bomb. No, I'm only kidding. I don't care how you set yours up. I hope you get something out of this, though. And if you wanted to do a video showing me how you set yours up, I would super appreciate that because I love watching them. And if you have a video that I haven't seen yet, let me know. How you know I haven't seen it yet? I don't know. I have no idea how you would know that. But I'm just, crazy. Yes, it's been a long day. I spent the last couple of days accounting my little head off because I knew I had a deadline and I procrastinated the poop out of it. And I paid the price because very long days. So I'm a little bit smoggy, but I really want to set up my new kit because I'm PO'd about the last one I've been doing. Can we just talk about that for a second? Hang on, I'm gonna get it. I'm coming. Okay, not that you can tell what this is, but it's supposed to be, I don't know, can you even see that? Is it worth doing that? I don't know. But anyways, this is one of the paint by numbers that I did, and I was telling you how I wanted to do the same one as a diamond painting. But this canvas from this company, AZQSD, the drills are not fitting, and sometimes I think it's the drills that are too big, and sometimes I think it's the chart that is too small. And I'm bummed to say that because the customer service has been phenomenal. They are so great and so willing to do whatever makes right. But at this point, I'm like, another one I have to talk to them about? Like, do I even bother? Or do I just, whatever, So, I started working on the dollhouse that I did a drill with you, but it stopped fitting. It was obviously not fitting. Everything was buckling up. And by not fitting, let me show you what I'm talking about here. I don't know, can you even see? Anyways, just trust me, they're buckling and they're not right. They're just, see, look, this one's ready to come out again. And I've been trading them out. Come on, come out. You know you want to. Anyway, I've rolled the poop out of it. I hate saying the poop. It sounds so silly. I rolled the crap out of it. And, I've been trading them out for different companies' drills because, I have so many. But they're just not really fitting together well, and I think it's the canvas. So do they, because when I emailed them about the dollhouse canvas and the issues I was having with that, with the drills popping off and being too tight, they said, oh, we're going to redo the chart and send it to you. It hasn't come in yet, but the tracking is good. I trust them fully. They had to resend something else already, and they did, and I got it. No problem. No questions asked. So the customer service is phenomenal, but the charts are too darn small. So I'm really bummed because I'm tired of spending so much time. I mean, you guys know what I'm saying. I'm tired of spending so much time on a painting for it to fall apart on you as you're doing it. So I took the tip there from, and with the Tombow, And so I did it over here. Where is it? This. So I'm like pre-sealing it practically before it's even finished. And I need to just leave it alone so it dries properly. Just to see if sealing it will prevent them from popping off. Because if it does, then I'll just seal as I go and, you know, hooray. So I'll let you know how that goes. But in the meantime, I just want to diamond paint. I've been organizing for days and days, and I just wanted to sit and not think and do this, but I can't because it's not working. And so now I want to set up a different one so I can just sit and diamond paint. So I decided to switch companies because I've been doing a couple of theirs in a row, and both of them have frustrated me. And so I'm doing one from, which store was this? I think it's Color Whisper. Yeah, it's the Color Whisper store. So anyways, this is another that I have the painting done already, hanging up in my bathroom upstairs. And yeah, so I wanted to, you know, do this one. The only thing I'm saying right away that I'm not super happy about is the symbols. Because there's this one, I mean, you can't see, I'm just going to tell, okay, well, here. There's this one that looks like a Y with two crosses through it, 2 lines, and then they have the euro sign. And then they have the pound sign, the British pound sign. They're all going to look the same. I hope they don't. I should take a look at the canvas just to see. I really want to. Hang on. I won't be on camera though, I'm sorry. Success. The canvas is actually really clear, so I will be able to tell them apart. So yay, that worry has been alleviated. So step 1 of my organizing is, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell you like what I've got going on here, and then I've got some tags I'm going to answer to go along with it. Okay, go. Step 1 is to go to my phyllo drawers and pull the colors that I need. So I just went down the chart one by one. My drawers are all in numerical orders. It's a thing of beauty. I just went down one by one and just pulled the colors that I needed. I pulled, like, depending on how many packs they included, was if I took 2, 3, just 1, whatever it is. I just take out a couple that I need, and then as I need more, I refill from the drawers. Instead of going nuts and having huge kits made up, I've just started making up mini kits, for example, like this. So I have the picture on the top. I cut the picture out and put it on the top of both cases, and then I have the number, the color number, and then the symbol on here, and I have a duplicate symbol on the trays. And so we're going to do that together. So if that didn't make sense, don't worry, we're going through it step by step by step. Okay, so first thing is I want to turn these into stickers. And the way I do that is by putting double-sided tape on the back. It's this. I don't even know, honestly I have no idea if they make this anymore. I've had it for years and years. It does not say if it's a permanent or repositionable tape anywhere on here, but I think because I just put it onto plastic, it's been pretty repositionable, which is great because I'll show you another trick that I do in a little bit. Okay, so I want to put the tape on them, but I want to do it so that I have a lip to pull the backing of the tape off. And this will all make sense in a minute. So the first things a girl has to do is to trim up next to the symbol. So I'm just cutting down some of the paper that's just kind of in the way. And you don't want to take apart the sheet entirely, because you need to know which number goes with which symbol goes with which number. That's why I have so many copies of it, because I've done it in the past. So the original that came with it is the one that I did my inventory on, and now it's messy, but it serves as the don't screw it up, this is your CYA file right here. And then this is one that I'm cutting up, and this is another one that I'm cutting up. So I'm just gonna do, oh wait, and then you have, look at that, $sign and an S, both black with white backgrounds. I mean, people, give a girl a break. Like, that's just like the, oi oi, you know? The oi oi of it. Okay. I guess I could just trim that right off, eh? I don't need a flappy thing. So, gone. And the inventory on all those kits that I did, not a single problem. Not one problem. In fact, they sent me extras. So yeah, it cannot be any less pleased than that. And then on the back of it, I want to put my double-sided tape. So I take off, it just comes in a roll, and I just peel off a big old roll of it. Sorta. Come on. There we go. And then I'm just leaving the tiniest margin from the edge of that paper, and that will give me the place to peel off the paper from. So I left the littlest margin from the edge of the paper to where I put the sticky tape, which means when I cut this off, I'll have a bit of paper here where I can get my nail under there and just flip off the release tape. And then I do the other one, same. Last night I had a peanut last night. I don't know why that song has been in my head all day. Got a tummy ache. Well, that one's a little off, but it's gonna be okay. Got a tummy ache, got a tummy ache. Now I don't need this anymore. That's all I need that for. Okie dokie, chicken pokey. Now, I slit them. I just do little cuts here on the line. I don't need such a huge scissor. Do I have a smaller scissor handy? I do. Alright, well this part's going to be super boring, so I guess I will just start in with the tags. These tags are the ones that Danielle on her channel, Stitcherista, just did the other day. In case you don't know, today is August 31st, 2018. It's a Friday. Oh, it's the end of the first week of middle school, and I'm tired. Every morning, it's either way too early for the bus for Max, or like this morning, I forgot to set the alarm, which is something I very rarely do. I mean, I know I'm super absent-minded, but I really rarely ever forget to set the alarm. And I forgot, and my eyes flew open, It's 7:40 and the bus comes at 7:50. And I was screaming, "Get over here, I gotta get your clothes on." And he was like upstairs saying, "I'm getting dressed." And I'm like, "I know, but you're not putting on the right clothes." Because this school has like a dress code. Oh. And he's like, "But Mom, I'm coming." And I was like, "I know, I'm so sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I'm yelling at you. You don't deserve it, but your mom's a little crazy right now and I don't want to drive you to school." So today was a great day because the bus was late. So the gods were working with me. And then drove Sarah to school after that. And then I sat in front of my computer and worked straight until 5:40 when I left to go get Max. And Sarah came with me, and we went to get snow cones after I picked him up because I promised that on Friday we would go to celebrate the first week of middle school. So we went and got Pelican snow cones, which I don't know if they're only a Wilmington thing, but they're good. It's like shaved ice with flavors, and they put ice cream on it, and it's just like a little piece of cold heaven. And considering it was like 100 here today, that felt really good. Came home, went right back to work until 9 o'clock when the pizza showed up because I wasn't cooking tonight. And we do eat dinner very late here. It's not unusual to eat at like 8:30. I don't know how that happens every night, but I always make dinner so late because I hate making dinner. So I procrastinate, which is bad, but oh well. I like to sit in my craft room, and it makes me sad to have to go upstairs and not be here anymore. So we had pizza, and then I came downstairs to diamond paint and got super sad because they were all lifting up. And then I just decided, you know what, I'm going to start something new that hopefully will just work and go from there. And I was like, well, I'm going to just have to set something up. And to be honest with you, I didn't really feel like doing a video. But I didn't want to not film it because I don't know if I'll be setting up another one anytime soon. And yada yada yada. Okay. So now these are all like trimmed apart, and I just have to snip them off as I need them. Okay. Next thing that I need to prep is my labels to write the numbers on. And the way I do that is these label stickers that I have are repositionable. They're pretty awesome. I like them. I use them for everything, but they're very big rectangle. Like, I'll just show you a for instance. See, like that's pretty big compared to what I cut them down to, which is like that. So I prefer to have them smaller, and they go further because you're using one instead of 4. So I'll just waste this one because I don't feel like they're repositionable, but they're really sticky. They're good. I just don't feel like playing with that right now. Okay, so I just I try to make them kind of even, but I don't necessarily, I care. I shouldn't say I don't care because I do. But I don't want to go crazy about it either. So I just kind of eyeball it, and I go down one column. So these are tags that Stitcherista did just the other day, and as she was doing them, I was like writing down what the questions she was doing. So I was like, oh, perfect. I need some tags to do. And then about halfway through, she said, oh, by the way, I'm going to have these linked in the description box to a Dropbox folder. You can feel free to just go and download the PDF. And I was like, bless you. Bless you, Stitcherista Danielle. I really like her. At first I was like, ooh, she's kind of brash. You know, she's very no nonsense. And then I was like, man, I like that. I really like her approach to, this is what it is. You don't like it? That's okay. You want to do it this way? That's okay. You don't want to? Also okay. But don't be telling me what I'm supposed to do, because it's my choice, not yours. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Anyways, I've gotten a lot of good tips from her, and I did cross stitch a long time ago, and her channel used to be primarily cross stitch, and I have been a cross stitcher in my lifetime, and now I feel like doing it again from watching all these cross stitch floss tube people, because I don't know, got sucked down the rabbit hole. And so yeah, I kind of feel like doing it, but I have other things on my plate at the moment. So now I'm going to write down the numbers on the stickers. So the first question in the tag is, have you ever smoked? Yes, I have. I smoked from the ages of 13 to, I don't really need a 310 because I do something else for 310s, but oh well, I already wrote it. 30. I smoked for 17 years, about a half a pack a day. I never quit until I quit, if that makes any sense. I've quit smoking once. That was 17 years ago. Oh my god, I've quit smoking for as long as I don't like this pen. I gotta change pens for this. It's, I'm crazy, but I swear it's true that I'm crazy. See, the Sharpie pens are like markers, and they kind of bleed and make the numbers less legible to me. So I'm gonna do it in just regular marker. Okay, so let's start again down here. 5,200, 169. So when I was 30, I had promised my husband to be that I would quit smoking, because he was a non-smoker after having been a smoker himself, and he was like, you should really quit. And I said, I will quit after we get married, because no, sorry. I said I will quit after my accounting exams, because they're grueling in Canada. They're like a lot harder than they are in the States. It's got a pass rate of like 40, and you write them once a year. It's pretty ridiculous. So I was like, I don't want to quit smoking before that, because that would just be crazy. So we got married in March of 2002, and I wrote my exams in October of that year. And so right after the exams, I went to my doctor and I said, doctor, give me the news. And he said, what, you got a bad case of loving me? And I said, yes. No, that is not what happened. What happened is, I said, I really want to quit smoking, but I don't want to. I don't want to have to go through it. So he put me on Wellbutrin for a week. And then after that, now this was 17 years ago, things may have changed dramatically. After that, after a week, he says to start wearing the patch. So the Wellbutrin is like a chemical reaction in your brain that makes you not psychologically crave cigarettes. And he said, and don't try to quit that week. Just start taking the Wellbutrin. And then the patch is the nicotine supplement. So for that first week on the Wellbutrin, I just naturally smoked less. I didn't have as many cravings for a cigarette. And then after I started wearing the patch, the physical cravings were also really, I honestly didn't think it was that hard. I mean, even at the, like, I was like, wow, I should have quit a long time ago because this is not that hard. But obviously those medications certainly did their job. The other thing that prompted me to stop smoking was that I started Weight Watchers. And I started to run. I was doing the couch to 5K, where you like run for half a second and walk for 30 miles. I don't know. And so I felt like physically I could run more, but I couldn't breathe. And I thought, well, this has to be because I'm a smoker. And it was just another reason why I thought I should quit. So all in one fell swoop, I quit smoking, went on a diet, started exercising, and moved across the country from Montreal to California within like 3 weeks of each other. To say I had physical cravings, no. But did I go batshit crazy? Yes. Can I just tell you a couple of instances that occurred during that time? So, I'll start with the less crazy one, and we'll move up. Where's my other? Hello. There we go. Okay, so these are the numbers. Then, you know what? I decided, okay, so on this one, I did them in order of number as they went down the chart. So 150, 151, 168, 223, 310, 315. You see what I'm saying here? But the way I organize my trays, because I pre-pour all my trays, and there's that extra label that we're making. See, I put one in there, and then I have one poured. The way I organize them is one set will be the alphabet and the numbers, and then another one is a certain type of symbol, and then another one is a certain type of symbol. It all just depends on what symbols I have to play with, how many of each kind, like number versus letter versus character. It's just where I put them all around me. And then eventually you get to know where's what, you know? But I'd like to be able to organize these in the same way that I do my trays, so when I need to fill them up, it's easier to find them instead of going through all of them to find the thing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to first put down the symbols, and then I will put the numeros that goes with them. Or I can do them at the same time, I guess. But the first symbol, do I have an A? I do. So, A. I should show you what I'm doing. A. Canadian A. So I'm going to just snip out that A. Oh. I think I found it, actually. That was hilarious. I went flying. Okay, so I have my A. And then on the back, because I left that little edge, it's all coming together, guys. I can peel off the paper backing, which I'll just put over there. And then I can stick my A onto there. And it's a thing of beauty. Next, let's see if we can find a B. Is there a B, anybody? Or do they have a little a? Sometimes they do big A's and little A's. Okay, so we're going to start with the least atrocious thing, or crazy thing, let's just say. It wasn't atrocious. But so we were packing and moving, and and my husband is a very avid exerciser. How we ended up together, I don't know. But he has been going to the gym like 5 days a week for ever. But when we first, and so now it's just like a given. Yeah, you're going to the gym. Through infants, through all of it, this man has to go to the gym. Anyways, he was leaving to go to the gym, and I was running around like a crazy person because I was crazy, and also trying to get everything done. And he also makes these smoothies all the time. And if I liked smoothies, it would be a great thing. I don't like smoothies. I don't like the chunks of fruit seeds that you inevitably get in your mouth, like strawberry seeds and raspberry seeds. It's just not my thing. And so I didn't love finding the smoothie cups around the house with the dried up seeds in them. Like, no. So I still don't like finding them, but he's better now. He rinses them out right away, because otherwise, thirsty, hang on. But I found one while I was running around, and I said, I can't believe you left this cup here. I can't believe it. And he was like, whoa, it's just a cup. It's okay. And I said, really? Really? And I held it out to him, and I dropped it on the floor, and it shattered. And I said, is it just a cup now? And he's like, wow, I'm going to go to the gym now because you're nuts. See you later. And I was like, oh, that jerk. Anyways. Then later on, he came home, and I spilled the blueberries on the floor, and I was like crying. I'm like, oh my God. And he just very quietly sat down on the floor with me, didn't say anything, and we just picked up the blueberries. And then I knew I loved him. I mean, I hope so. I'd already married him at that point. But the other thing that I did, so I had a lease for a car in Montreal for a Honda. It was my first car that I ever bought with like my very own money, with no like cosign needed from my dad or anything like that. And I loved that car. It was a Honda Civic SI Coupe, a fancy little sports car. And Honda did not let you take, may have changed now, but they would not let me take a Canadian lease and go live in the States. So they said I either had to sell the car and pay off the lease, or give it to them and pay off the difference between depreciated value and blah, blah, blah. The car market's a lot different in the States. In Canada, it was really hard. I couldn't sell my car. I was like, ugh, I couldn't sell it. And then it turned out it was going to cost, it did cost, it wasn't going to, it did. I had to pay the difference between what the depreciated value and the fair market value and blah, blah, blah. I had to pay them $4,000 to not have a car. And I went to the dealership with my check in hand, and they said, no, we don't take checks for this. You have to go and get a cashier's check. And for some reason, and also I think it was because I had called and double checked what I needed, this was totally offensive to me. And by the end of that afternoon, I was literally jumping up and down, screaming at them at the Honda dealership at the top of my lungs. You guys are crooks. You guys are crooks. Feet off the ground. Temper tantrum. And I had to call my husband because they said, they were like, we can't deal with you. You're crazy. You're nuts. We can't deal with you. And so I called Jared, that's my husband's name, and I called Jared and I was like, honey, I'm I've had a little bit of a temper tantrum at the Honda dealership. I need you to come down because they say I need a babysitter now. And he's like, what? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. So, oh, wait, what am I doing? I didn't even tell you. I take a little sliver of a dryer sheet. Because these things kind of make it staticky, these little cups I've noticed. And I just trim them off and I add them to the cup. Okay, so that's good for now. And then before I lose my place entirely, and remember I have this sheet so it's good. The A is 3841, so I'll put that number on right now. 3841. Good. And then I'll just do that. You see? You see, you make pretty. La la. And then let me just show you one other thing. Okay, so I do actually have another painting ready to go and kitted, but I really want to see the difference between the diamond and the paint on this paint by number, diamond by number thing. So before I'm ready to use the kit, I will just put both of the stickers on here. And then when I go to pour them in the trays, I'll take one and put it on the tray itself. So, but because I'm kitting up and using and then I have the picture on top and I know what it is, because I'm gonna go straight into painting after this, I'm not gonna bother putting it on here. Actually, yes, I will, because I'm not doing the trays right now because I don't know where to put them. So anyways, take that back. Take my A. So yes, I had a complete meltdown at the Honda dealership. And then eventually I got my mind back. I stopped being completely out of control, crazy with emotions. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, C, C, C. And then we started driving. We drove across the country, and it must have obviously helped because my mom smokes. At the time my sister smoked. She has since quit too. My best friends in Montreal smoked. And so I would just be around cigarettes all the time. And so probably would have been a lot harder to quit if we hadn't moved to California, where you're really not even allowed to smoke anywhere. So that definitely helped with the quitting, because I was not around people who I didn't meet anyone who smoked. And so it was just not in my face ever. I wasn't tempted by it. And I did become one of those people who quit smoking and then hate it. So now, like, just the smell of cigarettes or the smell of cigarettes on someone's breath or on their clothes, oh, it's the worst. There's nothing more critical of smoking than an ex-smoker. Oof. So, or at least that's true in my case. So, yes, I did smoke. I've quit once, and it's been 17 blissful, wonderful years. And you know, I never even think about it. I really don't. Yeah, I never ever think, oh, I wish I could have a cigarette right now. It's so weird how that happened. It just went away. And then I stopped Weight Watchers and put on a whole lot of weight, but I don't think that's necessarily the fault of smoking, because I did keep it off for many years. A, B. Okay, what number is B? This isn't a quick process, by the way, but it's part of the process, and I kind of don't mind it. I like organizing. I just didn't feel like doing this because I wanted to paint. B is number 450. C is 824. So, yeah, there you go. Next question. What is your favorite flavor? So I had as Danielle was doing hers, I was thinking of what would be mine. 3325, 3325, 3325. Where are you? 3325. There you are. And she said gingerbread. And I was like, I do like gingerbread. But my favorite flavor, and it's kind of gross, is fake banana candy. Because no banana actually tastes like the flavor of fake banana candy. But I love the flavor of Fifth. Oh, so good. I wish they would make banana lollipops, like blow pops with banana flavor and the gum in the middle. That would make me super happy. Or banana gummy bears, because I love the frogs. Oh, I think that's later on. But yeah, I like that. I also love chai tea. The chai with the cardamom and the yummy, yummy, yummies. I'm going to put the drills in after I'm all labeled up. So that's one. That didn't take but an hour or two. Okay, and then C, D, E, E. No E. F, E. I do have an E. Never mind that. One here. This is going to be hard to do this all. It would be much better to do a tag during a drill with me, don't you think? But yeah, it's chai tea and banana, fake banana. Ooh, today we went to have the snow cones and I got pina colada flavor, which is also quite up there on my list of favorite flavors. E, F, no. G, yes. Do you get nervous before doctor's visits? At this point in time, no. Especially after going through the whole in vitro thing, like there's just no humility and there's no fear of needles or anything like that. Like, I don't know, whatever. My veins are good but deep, so it's always hard for the phlebotomist. H, to get a good one. H, yep, H, I. Ooh, H and I are right next to each other. Lucky day. So it's always hard. They're always poking around at me. But nope, not nervous at all. I don't like getting on the scale. Does that part count as being nervous? But there was a time, and I didn't put this as part of the baby story because it's not really part of the baby story, but it's kind of part of it because, so 3 months later after they were born, I had pain in my chest like never before. I had no idea what was going on. It just was such pressure, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god. And then I tried to lie down and I started throwing up and I was crushing, and Jared was like, do I need to call an ambulance? And I was like, no, it's okay. And then 2 minutes later I was like, yes, you need to call an ambulance. So they come, and we did get a night nanny eventually because we needed to sleep, and she arrived around that time, so it was good that she was there. And Jared and I went in the ambulance and he followed suit, and it turned out I was having a gallstone attack. So 3 months after I had my C-section and transfusion, I had gallstone surgery, so I had my gallbladder removed laparoscopically, very minimal, invasive. It wasn't invasive at all. The recovery was pretty easy, no big deal. Then, about 8 or 9 months after that, I started getting these pains that felt like I might be having a gallstone. Like, it just sharp, sudden pain. In like right around the same area, like kind of chestish, mid chest, maybe a bit lower, and I didn't understand what was going on. And so I had a theory though. So I went to see my doctor and I said, is it possible that a gallstone passed and is in there and stuck before my gallbladder was removed? And he's like, interesting theory. So he sent me for an x-ray, and then he said, we saw something on the x-ray that's a bit concerning, nothing to necessarily worry about, but we'd like to do a CAT scan. And so I went to do a CAT scan, and he said, well, we're gonna do another CAT scan, but just of a slightly different part. And I said, okay, well, what's going on here? Hang on, G, 9:45. I said, what is going on here? And he said, well, it could be any number of things. It could be blah, 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 lymphoma, blah, blah. And I was like, whoa, back up a second. Are you saying I might have cancer? And he said, well, it's just one of many possibilities. We're going to have to do more tests. And I was like, holy camoli. So I started doing all the tests that they recommended, and then I went back for that other CAT scan, and the technician says, and I was handling it all. I was very under control about it. I was like, okay, no, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be fine. This is not what that is. It's okay. And then at the second CAT scan, the technician says, oh, look at that. And I was like, look at what? And she said, it looks like it spread to your liver. What? And she's like, well, I'm not supposed to say anything. You need to talk to the doctor. So I went to work, and one of my best friends who had, at this point I was working for Cost Plus World Market and their finance department, and a friend of mine who had worked at the other place where I was controller. I left there just after the kids were born because honestly I needed to make more money. Well, actually no, they pissed me off and I left one day, but that's a story for another day. I don't know where I am or what I'm doing. I'm lost. H-I-J. So I go to work, and my buddy was there, and I said, I need to talk to you. And we went into like the breastfeeding room, which I wasn't, but anyways, it was there and quiet. And I said, they told me it spread to my liver. And she was like, what? And then I lost it. I just started sobbing. I was like, I don't believe this. My kids are almost 1. I have 1-year-old twins, and they're telling me I have metastasized cancer. She was like, it can't be. And if it is, it's, it'll be okay. You'll figure it out. What can she say? She's just holding me, really. And then I'm okay. I'm fine. Time to go back to work. I start working, and I'm starting having these other pains, like tremendous, sharp, what the pain. So I went to see my supervisor, and I'm like standing in his doorway. He's like, what's wrong with you? And I said, I need to go to the emergency room. And he's like, I'll drive you. And I said, no, I need to have my car. I have to get my kids afterwards. They were at daycare, and I'm just going to go. So I go to the emergency room. Turns out the pain I was having that day was kidney stones. I mean, where's the luck? So I'm in the emergency room on a gurney in the hall, and the lady doctor says, you're definitely passing a kidney stone. There's not much we can do about it. You just kind of have to, H-I-J-K-J. You're going to have to just, bear it. Grin and bear it kind of thing. And I was like, and I said, oh, well, that's okay, though, because I have kidney stones. It means I don't have cancer. And she said, mm-hmm. And she came back and she gave me literature about lymphoma and what it means to have lymphoma. And I was like, Mother, are you kidding me? I called my mom from the ER, and I, obviously been telling her everything and handling it. Like, that's just the way I am. I'm not going to break down. I'm going to handle it. I'm going to figure out what the solution is. And then I mean, between that morning with the technician and then the literature and the kidney stone, I was just like, Mommy, I'm scared. I'm so scared. And she said, me too. I'm scared too, honey. And I called Jared and I said, is the night nanny there yet? Because I need you to come get me. And he said, I called her. She came in early because she's very concerned about you. Stella was her name. And oh, Stella. God, did I love Stella. What a fabulous woman. And he said, I'm going to come get you. And I called, and as he told me his side of that story later, and it was him standing in the kitchen with the kids each in their little high, it was before we got the special table, which was awesome, but they were each in their high chairs, and he was giving them dinner, and all he could think was, we have these little babies and my wife is dying. Yeah, it was a really bad day. So then they say, well, we can't confirm one way or the other without a biopsy. So come in and we'll do a biopsy. And because of the way it looked, they felt like it was really attacking the spleen. And the spleen is not something that they necessarily biopsy because it's a bloody little sucker. It really loves to bleed, and so they don't necessarily do it, but in my case, for some reason, they did. And anyone who tells you that biopsy is no big deal, they lie. It hurts it hurt a lot. I've been through a lot of pain at that point, and that hurt. So then you go home and you wait. And I got the call from the oncologist, and he said, Mrs. Rosen, you do not have cancer. And I was like, I'm sorry? What? He said, you do not have cancer. You have a very rare autoimmune disease that normally presents in old black ladies. So you were not the typical person, and so it didn't cross our minds that could be what was going on. And I was like, what? And they said, no, you have something called sarcoidosis and sarcoid. And so if you ever watched House, and I didn't watch House at the time, but the next day I went to see my friends at the scrapbook store, which is a story for another day too. And they, I walked in and I was like, I have sarcoidosis. I don't know what the hell that is. And they're like, oh my God, you have the house disease. And I was like, what? And they said that on the TV show House, that it was always one of those weird illnesses that they would rule out before they would get to like the super weird illness that someone had. And I was like, okay, great, I have the house disease. And basically it's, my body saying screw you to itself and leaving what's called non-caseating granulomas, which is like little scar tissue tumors all over the place. So the cure, no, none, because it's an autoimmune disease and that's just the way that thing goes. I have another autoimmune disease, psoriasis, also not curable, but controllable at this point, thank God. I had a terrible outbreak over the Christmas break, and I still have the scars from it. Like, I hate showing my arms in the videos because I'm filled with scars from it. I hope they fade eventually. But I had a terrible, terrible outbreak, but thank God the injections for that work well. Anyways, I was just so happy I didn't have cancer. I didn't care what they called it. I didn't care what I had. I just wasn't dying, and that was pretty good news. So yeah, I was scared of doctors for a little bit there. They put me on a very high dose of prednisone, which was the beginning of the end for real for my weight problems, because prednisone will pack on the pounds. And now if I take prednisone for an outbreak, because it comes back, it flares up every once in a while, I take 10 milligrams for one day, and then it's not something you should stop taking cold turkey. It's a steroid. you need to be weaned off of it. But like 10 milligrams down to like a half a milligram over 10 days. They put me on a 60 milligram dose for 4 weeks. So yeah, I packed on some pounds. I was a little bit crazy from that too. LMNOP. There we go. O-P. And I'm going to need the Q too, so I'll take that now. So that was the story of the sarcoid. So then I'm just going to wrap it up with the 1-year birthday of the babies. So then this was all around their first year. And so we had a huge party for their first birthday. All the family flew in for it. And it was mostly like a celebration of like lasting the year between everything that happened. And so it was a really big celebration. And it was great to say, okay, we can do anything now. LMNOP. Where's the P? P. Yeah. So after that, and between having in vitro and having quote unquote lymphoma, not lymphoma, thank God. Thank God. I'm not scared of doctors anymore. So that's the third question. And what time, what do we have here? Oh my God, am I even taping? Oh no. Yes. 57 minutes. Okay, what is the one thing you dislike about yourself? Do I have to pick just one? I mean, I'll be honest with you, I kind of like myself. I like my own company. I didn't for a very long time. I was always like someone who needed to have plans. I was nervous. I didn't like being alone. LMN. But then I spent a year forcing myself to be alone, and I kind of got over it. But what do I dislike about myself? I kind of get obsessive about things. I probably like spend too much money. I don't love that. I definitely eat too much. I wish I made dinner earlier. I wish I was a better, like, I don't know, like I wish my weight was under control for my kids so that they would be able to see, like, I don't know, I'm sure they're never like, oh, my mom's so big, because my kids are not like that at all. Oh my God, not at all. But I wish they didn't have like the big mom, you know. It bothers me, not them, but it bothers me. So I guess that's what I don't like, because now I don't really even like going out that much. I'd prefer, like, I'm not gonna go on camera for a very long time, if ever, because I just don't like it. So I'll like use excuses to why I can't go to a certain function or whatever, because I can't find something to wear, and then I'm not comfortable there. So yeah, that's definitely something I dislike about myself, is that I can't seem to stop going on diets and then needing another one and needing another one and ending up bigger and bigger and bigger until, you know, who is that person in the mirror? And so I think that's all part of why I don't feel like I'm aging so gracefully. 38:54. Yeah, I'm going to move on from that one. That was kind of depressing. What is your middle name? Well, you know that. It's Nora. We went over that. Name 3 thoughts at this moment. I don't know. I hope people like my videos. I don't like re-kitting things all the time and not actually diamond painting. And I have to work still tomorrow, even though it's Saturday, because I procrastinated past this deadline. And it's not fair to my client. Tag 3 people to complete this. Okay, well, everything Gwenny, because she comments so nicely. No, sorry. Okay, you too. But it's Crafty Tina Lynn, actually, who comments so awesomely on my videos and just makes me feel so good. I think Donnie was already tagged by Stitcherista. So I will tag Gone Off My Meds. I love her and her channel. And I'm gonna let Donnie tag Brandy. So who should be my next one? Jess S. That's my, I want to know more about you, Jess. So those are my 3. So it's Crafty Tina Lynn, Jess S, and Wendy from Gone Off My Meds. Hopefully they watch this video. I have no idea. But if they do, then that is who I'm tagging. And if you want to be tagged, or if you want to do it, and I wasn't tagged by Danielle, but I'm doing it anyway, I'm not going to reshare her file because I don't feel good about that. But if you go to her Drill With Me from the week of August, it's the 31st today, so it was a couple days ago, you will see it's right in her description box, where you can find the PDF file, and go ahead and do it. No one's stopping you at all. No one tagged me. I'm just doing it because I felt like it. So there you go. There's that. Do you own slippers? Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. The first time I fell in love with slippers was in Montreal. The IKEA slippers, they used to have better slippers than they have now, but they were like $1 or $2 a pair, and they were just so comfy, and I'd have dozens of pairs. Well, not dozens, but let's say 3 or 4 pairs, and I didn't care what color they were. I just mixed and matched them. They were no left, they were no right. It was just comfort, and I'd wear them all the time, and my feet would be cold in bed, so I'd wear them in bed some nights. And one time my mother said, do you think the fact that you wear slippers to bed is one of the reasons you're not pregnant yet? And I was like, hey, whoa there. And then I didn't wear slippers for the longest time because those ones got eaten up, and I don't live near an IKEA anymore, and I just didn't for the longest time. And then not long ago, probably about 6 months ago, I was at a Tuesday morning and I saw a pair, I lost my strips, so I'll just do another one. I saw a pair of delicious slippers. They looked delicious to me, and I was like, So I got them, and now I love my slippers so much. Oh, I feel like I can well, except for the menopause hot flashes, which I was having a doozy before. I had to get out the ice pack. I can regulate my body's temperature through my feet. If my feet are hot, I'm hot, so I'll stick them out of the covers. And if my feet are cold, I'm cold, so I'll stick them in the covers or put my slippers on. So, and also my feet hurt in the morning. Someone else mentioned plantar fasciitis recently, but I get that sometimes, and oh man, that's painful. Oh, I think it was Karen from My Favorite Murder. Yeah. And, it's a very painful little thing where your feet freaking hurt when you get up. So my slippies make me feel better, and I love them. What color shirt are you wearing right now? Well, it's not a shirt, it's a nightie. And it's a tank top one, which I don't like to answer the door in. But it's nice and cool for my sweaty hot flashes. And it's like a turquoise with pink. It's okay. It's not my favorite design or colors, but it's comfy. Favorite girl's name? Emerson. Emma, Sarah's middle name. Favorite boy's name? Max. What's in your pocket right now? I don't have a pocket. Best toy as a child? I would just have to say anything at all I could make something with. So pom-poms, crayons, markers, coloring books, anything like that. Anything I could make something with, that was my favorite toy. I wasn't really into Barbie, but I was into dollhouses and setting up for Barbie. So I didn't have Barbies, but I had all the furniture and stuff like that, and I would just... Night. and I would set up all my... I'm just recording. I would set up all my furniture and everything, and not actually like let Barbies move in or anything because they would ruin it. But yeah, I loved little things like that. Elemento P, Q, R, S, R, S, T. I'm glad they're mostly letters. E, T, U, yep. Nice. URST. I just had it and then I lost it. Okay. U, B. Oh, and remember the other day when I said I like to print, or maybe you don't remember, but I said I like to print it out on good thick copy paper? I'm gonna let you in on the secret as to why. This is a good tip, guys. Ta-da! Making them stickers makes them reusable. So when you have kits, a bunch of kits from the same company, they tend to use the same symbols. And so once I cut up all these symbols once, I don't really have to do it again because they're reusable. So what I do is I laminate. I just took 2 like Project Life cards and I laminated them, and then I stick on the pairs when I'm finished using them. So here's a pair of A, pair of B's, pair of C's, and then over here we've got letters and symbols. And I've been using them. I put them on, I take them off, and they are totally easy to put on and off this plastic coated surface, as well as these plastic coated surfaces, and of course the trays are plastic coated. And the way I laminated these was with this, which I found at the Dollar Tree. It's $1 for 5. They're very easy. I would do an example right now, but I don't have anything ready to do it with. But it's super easy to do. It's in the office section of your Dollar Tree. I don't find them all the time, so when I do, I pick up a bunch. So like the last time I was there, I got like 4 or 5 packs of these. So that's just another tip to reuse your labels instead of making them again and again and again and again. Yes, I like that tip a lot. Worth it. Worth the entrance fee right there. Elementa PQRS. Who is your loudest friend? I have 2 loud friends. One is Diane, who owned that scrapbook store in California that I talked about. It was like the best scrapbook store. Oh my god. It was in Berkeley. QRS. Down on 4th Street, which was like a really cool little district. It had like Pottery Barn, outlet store, and I did not cut out the other S. Pete's Coffee and like the Paper Source and Anthropology, and like yeah, it was just a really cool street. And she had like the best store. It wasn't just like your typical scrapbooking stuff. She had all kinds of craft supplies and mixed media things and yeah, just everything. And oh, I loved going there. It was my cheers. It was just where everybody knew my name, and oh, I loved going there. And Diane Rogers was the owner, and oh, she would tell you herself she's loud. Yep. And proud. Not gay, just loud. Yeah, loved her loudness, loved her just her spirit about everything. I miss her a lot as a friend, like living near me. I didn't make any good friends here. I don't know. I'm having a lot of trouble. Been here for 8 years and haven't made one decent friend. Like, not one. Who I'd want to spend more than like 2 minutes with. So that's unfortunate and sad. So if you want to be my friend, I'm not like even kidding. Like, I really could use some friends, like someone to chat on the phone with even. I'm right now taking applications because, yeah, it would be fun to just have a good girlfriend, because everyone loves a good girlfriend, don't they? Right now, my best girlfriend is my daughter, and she's awesome and definitely is just fine. But, you know, she's not an adult, obviously. And, I don't know, does it make us sad that we're each other's best friends? We ask that of ourselves sometimes. But we're just lucky that we love each other so much and we get along so well. Anyways, my other loud friend is someone who I grew up with in Montreal, and she is also real loud. Her name is Sandy. We kind of grew apart when I moved away. She's also like, you know, you have those friends who kind of seem to like always have the same problem, and you give advice and advice and advice, and they come to you for advice and they never ever take it, and they just always have the same problem. That's kind of what happened. Like like when we first met, I'd actually been dating her brother, and I didn't break up well. There was a few boys that I wish I had just let go of sooner. But he was a good guy. Not like that other one. Yeah? It's in the freezer. It's in the freezer. Just hunt it down. W? Yep. So, yeah, I mean, we just started hanging out with each other because we needed someone to hang out with. I want to talk about her brother. Oh yeah, I want to talk about her brother, and she would talk to me about her boyfriend. And then over the years, like, obviously I stopped pining over her brother and was dating other people, and then my problems changed. Hers never did. And it was just taxing. So we grew apart, and that's what happens. WX. Aren't you having fun listening to me recite the alphabet poorly? X, Y. Do I have a Z? Yep. Yep, we do. I don't know why that made me so excited, but it really did. Z, because it means there's less symbols. More things I can recognize easily. Okay. Next. How many dogs do you have? Big fat 0 on the dogs, on the cats, on the animals of any kind. Big fat no. I have enough people to keep alive. Enough things to keep alive. I don't even have plants. Although I really do want plants again. My husband we were just talking the other day, like, how come you don't have any plants? Weird. So weird, don't you think? So, yeah, we're going to get some plants. But we moved so many times that I just stopped taking the plants with me. So, yeah, but we haven't moved in a very long time. So, yeah, it's time to get some plants. Yeah. We almost got a dog. Also, my kids don't like dogs. They're afraid. I don't like cats. I'm allergic, and I don't like them. I think they're not nice. They're not nice. You know, I haven't met too many nice cats that I'd, like, put up with to, like, do all that work for them, because they don't do much for themselves. Not any pet does. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of responsibility, and I'd be the one stuck with it, and I don't want to do it. I'm missing a Y. Why, oh why am I missing a Y? So no pets, no plans on getting a pet. But I was about to say, we almost got a pet for Max because I thought, because he hates to be alone. So we were thinking that like a companion dog would be great for him. But he didn't seem all that interested in getting a dog either. So we're like, WX. Oh, I missed the X. Uh-oh. Do I have an X? Yep, okay. See, easy peasy to remove and replace. Should I zoom you guys in at all? Would that be good? There we go. How's that? Oops. There we go. Okay. Hello. Z. Yeah, what? X. Now you can really see me. Hello. Hello. Are my fingernails dirty? I hope not. Eesh, I hate that. A little bit. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I hate that so much. Where are my alcohol swabs? Okay, one thing I love rubbing alcohol. These come free with my injections, but I love rubbing alcohol. I use it to clean everything and under my nails too. I'm gonna do that off camera though, so sorry you're not getting that super special part of me. Does someone trust you? Well, hell yeah. 2 kids and a husband. My mom, my dad, my friends. Not that I have any, so no, they don't trust me. I mean, I have friends, they're just not here. My clients trust me. I deal with all their business and their books and their bank accounts. So yeah, I'm pretty trusted, and I think I'm trustworthy. What book are you reading at the moment? I don't really, it's so embarrassing because I used to read a lot, but I don't really read that much anymore because I prefer to do crafts, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube, or sleep. So yeah, I'm not really reading much at the moment. Favorite candy, banana flavored anything, but mostly, I love gummy frogs. Love gummy frogs. Where are my X's? Oh, here's one. I love gummy candy. Gummy bears. I'm not so big on the gummy worms, but I do love a gummy bear. I hope there's another X. Yep, okay. Scissors. Oh, that's kind of close, huh? Anyways, sorry. Any other candies that I love? Oh, I love the Tiger Pops. I haven't seen them in a long time. They're kind of like, I think they're Mexican lollipops. I just really like those. And I love Blow Pops. I do. What other candies do I like? Oh, chocolate? Yes, please. I like Reese's and Snickers. I love peanut butter. Peanut butter. Favorite sports team? Montreal Canadiens, when they're in the playoffs. Duh. Favorite month? June. A couple reasons there. June is the last month of school, and the kids get out, and my husband gets out, and it's just so much more relaxed around here in the summer, and I love it. And also my birthday month, and Father's Day, and just like the start of summer. I don't love the heat, but I certainly love the kids being out of school, and just like the vibe of summer. The days are longer. In Wilmington, it's freaking hot, and the humidity is like obscene. So no one really goes outside in the summer. It's more like a hibernating time. It's like the opposite of winter because it's summer. Yeah, real deep. But usually in summer, people go outside and hide in the winter in like Montreal. But here it's the total, no. You hide in the Oh, the Y is the 310. I don't need the Y. I'll tell you why. Why I don't need the Y. Ooh, because I always have a tray of 310s. Just a big old tray next to me. So I just never pour out any 310s. So I don't need the Y. So I'm going to excavate the Y. But it may be something else on another day. So I'm going to put it on my leftover chart keeper. And I just keep them right there for another day. Yay! X, Y. Okay, now I can do the Z's. What would the name of your boat be? Well, the thing that came straight to mind is kind of a curse, so cover your ears if you're offended, but it would definitely be Crafty Bitch. 100%. Stay out of my way. This is my boat. I'm crafty, and I'm coming to get you. Vroom. Wait, no, that's a... Do boats go vroom? I'm not sure. But anyways, Crafty Bitch definitely would be my boat name. 3354. What is the next question? Best and worst purchases ever made. Oof. There's so many good purchases. Like, I got the extra large light pad, the A3, I think. Love it. It's so big and delicious. And it's the kind that has an actual battery like an actual plug. It doesn't need a battery. It just needs to be plugged into the wall. It doesn't need like a battery pack or a USB port. So I like that about it. That was a very good purchase. Other good purchases are my drawer units. Loving those. Love all my organization stuff that I have. Love all my gel paints, my gel polishes for painting my charms. Love my double UV lights for curing those gels. Love them to death. Man, I just make a lot of good purchases. What can I tell you? Big purchases. I love my house. Love my house. Oh, I really do. I don't love the car. We always had a Honda CRV. Since my husband and I started purchasing cars together. I'm gonna zoom this back out. It's kind of silly. Yeah. Is that back out? No, that's back in. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Anyways, we'll just keep it like that, I guess. Now I have to decide. Is there a 1? No. There is a 2. Sorry. So we always had the CRV. We had 3 CRVs in a row. And then we decided to go with an HRV, which is basically a small CRV, because we could get the top of the line one for a more affordable price than we could get, you know, a better CRV version, because we like the extras, you know. So we decided to go with that, but the HRV is built on a Fit chassis, which is a small car, and I find it very small inside. Like, there's no where to put my purse if we're all in the car. Like, it sucks. There's no center console. There's no leg room at all. We're not tall people, but it's kind of cramped in there. So they always call us and ask us to trade in our leased vehicles early, so we're kind of banking that they'll do that with this one. Usually by the time the warranty kind of runs out and we have to start paying for the tune-ups, I just say, you want to do a trade-in? Then we get a new car. And we just keep going with the Hondas. Although I'm kind of contemplating going with a different manufacturer because I want to get even more for less. And Honda's a very good car, but there are a lot of good cars out there. And considering how good it is, we've had a lot of recalls on them, if I remember correctly. So, like, each time we've gotten one, there's been a huge recall on an issue. Like, not a danger issue, but an annoying issue. So, well, one was pretty dangerous. It just stopped driving on you. But anyways, that's not here nor there. Not my worst purchase either. But, like, some of, like, the little gadgets I get, I would suppose are not that great. You know, something that you think is going to solve your problems but doesn't. I think the thing I wasted my money on at this point, I'm not using it as much as I thought I would, is the Brother Scan and Cut. And I kind of think of selling it, but then I'm like, well, no, what if I want it one day? I don't want to have to buy it again. So it's just kind of sitting over there, not really getting used. So that is something that I probably didn't need to get, even though I really needed it at the time. Because you never know, like, what if I wanted to stamp an image and then cut it out without, you know, God forbid, using a pair of scissors. I jest. Of course you can't use a pair of scissors. Don't be ridiculous. As I snip with a pair of scissors. I know the irony is not lost on me. Ha. Get off. This has a lot of things in this kit, doesn't it? Okay. If you had to change your name, what would it be? Princess Little Flower. Next. No, just kidding. So, yeah, my Aunt Elka, who I told you about. And I know on the last one I said Nadia, but that's only if I had to change my middle name, and it was only because I was sad as a child that it wasn't my name. Why isn't this one clicking on? Do these go in? Yeah. There we go. Now it's clicking. Okay. Oh, by the way, I wanted to talk about these for just a second. People say that they're not the best because they can be kind of loose. You know, their fit can be... Well, these ones aren't bad. Neither are these. Neither are these. I got these off of Amazon, like from China, but Amazon Prime. So maybe they're a bit better. I mean, not really, though. And people also say, like, you have to be very careful that you don't have two open by accident when you go to pour them out. Well, yeah, obviously, be very careful about that. But so far, I haven't been bitten by that problem. And I like them. They're very compact. They don't take up a lot of room, unlike the gigantic containers I had in the Montgomery cases. So, yeah, so I like these. They're working just fine so far. Number 2 is which a numero? Numero 2. Numero 2, c'est quoi? T. 3706. 3706. Okay, number 3 is 3801. So, Elka, my great aunt Elka, who I spoke of in a prior video, used to tell people that her name was actually Princess Littleflower. And I loved that so much. I was like, I want my name to be Princess Littleflower. Anyway, so if I had my name choice, it would be that. And as a matter of fact, for my birthday, my in-laws were in town. And we went out for dinner. And it's, you know, one of those singing places. And it was a Japanese place. And they come over with, like, the whole gong machine. $8.94. Why can't I find $8.94 anywhere? 824, 894. Did I stick it on something else by accident? 824. No, I think I just missed it. Okay, well, I can write it. That's easily fixed. 894. So they come over to sing and it's messy. No good. And they said, what's your name? And I said, Princess Little Flower. So they sang happy birthday to Princess Little Flower, happy birthday to you. And I thought, that sounds good to me. Because that's just the way I roll. Princess Little Flower. All aboard the Princess Little Flower train. Next case. If you had to lose a body part, what would it be and why? Definitely wouldn't be any arms or fingers. I need them to craft. Definitely wouldn't be any legs because I need them to walk. Not my head, because although sometimes I lose my head, I need it. So we're down to not very much left. My butt. Can I just lose my butt? Or my gut? Yeah, I would lose my gut. But I think they would take all my intestinal tract with it, so that wouldn't be good. I would say the toe next to the pinky toe. I think that's the least important in terms of stability when you walk. I knew a girl who her foot was run over by a train. She lost 4 toes. Ooh, poor kid. Not a kid anymore, but you know. Yeah. Yep. Can you cook? Yep, I can cook. My mom was now retired, but she was a caterer, and so she taught me to cook. And she always told me that the sign of a good cook is someone who can look in the fridge when there is nothing and make a meal. So I must be a good cook because I can do that pretty well. Except sometimes I come up with some real bad meals. Yeah. Sometimes it's just not as delicious as others. But yes, I can cook. I can follow a recipe. I can make up a recipe. I can reheat in the microwave like no one's business. I used to, so when I go through phases, and when I go through something, I go through it big time. And I would find low-cal recipes to cook when we first moved to California, and I had my whole planner agenda, and I'd have the nights of the week and what I was cooking from which cookbook on which page, which recipe, and then I would have my shopping list that would go per recipe, what I needed for it and when I needed to prep it. Yeah. So yes, I did a heck of a lot of cooking during that time, and then I realized this is a lot of time spent I could be crafting. And that's when I found my friend Diane at the scrapbook store, and life has not been the same since. Favorite thing to cook? Anything easy. Yeah. I mean, I don't love cooking, so whatever's easiest, that's what I like to cook. What is something your brain tells you to do, even though you know you shouldn't do it? Click buy. And the dumbest way you have been injured. Oh, there's still more questions after this. Okay. Hope you guys are in the mood for a real long video, because it's already an hour and a half. Boy, anyone who makes it through, my hat's off to you. Where am I? I don't know. What number was I on? I just did 5. Is there a 6? Yes. Is there a 7? Yes. Is there an 8 and a 9? And a 0. My goodness. We are lucking out. Okay, I take it back. I do like these symbols. They're super easy. 6. 0 and 7. 8. I'll just do 9 while I'm here. And oy. Dumbest way I've ever been injured. Okay, so I was working one summer in Wildwood, New Jersey, which is like a beach town that is like a sleepy little town that explodes in the summer. And they have this amazing boardwalk with all kinds of like games and rides and amusements and restaurants and all kinds of great stuff. And so my friends and I would go down there to work in the summer. Oh man, I just found an F. Well, it's gonna have to just go somewhere else. F that. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, I couldn't resist. So I was down there and I would not rollerblade. It was like the summer that rollerblading was super in. So what was it, like 95? Yeah, summer of no, not 95. Because, no, it was the summer I was 21. And therefore it was, no, summer I was 22. 93. Okay, so summer of 93. I was in Wildwood and I had to get to work, so I would rollerblade there. And there was this boy who I'd met at somewhere, and I was going real fast down the street, very fast, because I had to get to work. And then I saw him and he was like, "Hey, Allison," and I did this super cool move where I like turned around and then went on the front wheels to stop, because my roller skates as a child had the stops on the front. Well, rollerblades do not. And I face planted so hard. My knees, my hands, my face, my elbows, everything bloody. And he was like, "Oh my God." I was like, I'm okay, I'm fine, nothing's wrong with me. I'm okay. And I was like, "See you later." And I started skating off down the street, mortified and hurting, like it really hurt. And I was like, my knees were like trembling, you know, because you're like, you get real, I don't know, I got so nervous about the whole thing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. So yeah, I've never like broken anything, thank goodness, anything like that. But yeah, that was like so embarrassing. I just face planted right in front of him and was like gushing blood, saying, "Oh no, I'm fine, there's nothing wrong with me. What's wrong with you?" Yeah. Is this a 6? Yeah, you're the 6. Okay, not the 9, the 6. I've mistaken them before, by the way. I thought I ran out of things and I didn't, and I had to pull them all out, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that's been there and done that, am I? Come on, be honest. You've mistaken symbols for each other. You've done some sort of screw up and you're like, oh nuts. I put the wrong number down in 300 places. Next question. If you could have an absolute truth to one question, what would you ask? I don't want to know when I'm going to die. I don't want to know when my family members are going to die. Because that's just sad. I don't want to know that. Okay, here's not something that is going to... I don't know. I was going to say I'd want to know if I was going to be a grandmother. But I guess it doesn't mean that I'm dead if I'm not a grandmother, right? Because maybe my kids just decided not to have kids. But that's my fear. Like, my biggest fear is not living long enough to see my grandchildren. I'm only 47 years old. Why am I thinking that way? I guess it's because I'm an old mama. But, okay, so what absolute truth would I want to know? And let's see, I put that on upside down. I put it as a 6. It's a 9. Ha! But I caught you, sucker. Number 6 is 316. What would I want to know? I would want to know that whether or not my charm business, if I actually follow through and did it, would be a success. Like, what is, because, you know, makers and, you know, people who sell or want to sell what they make, we're like, you know, one minute we think they're like the best things ever. 6, 7, where's 8? And then the next minute we think, oh, this is crap, no one's ever gonna want it. And I'm kind of in that place where I'm like, I don't know, should I bother doing all this, or should I just, like, you know, craft for fun? But every time I'm crafting for fun, I think of another business I could start, and then I don't do it, and then I'm like, oh, but I bet it would have been good, but I don't do it anyway. And then, so yeah, I want to know, if I actually went through with this charm business, would it be a success? Should I do it? That's what I want to know. Is that an okay question? Oh, what would you want to know? Tell me. That's the comment I want to hear. If you've made it this far, if you could know the answer to one question, what would it be? And I'm not doing like the whole God thing because, you know, I don't really care. So, yeah. Where is the worst smelling place you have ever been? Ew, that train. Ugh. So we had a train ride in Ukraine. My husband went there to do his research, so I went with at the beginning. And oh no, not the train. It was Marone's house, where I told him to take me to the woods, that I wanted to go poop in the woods because I didn't want to poop in Marone's bathroom. But that room that we slept in had tapestries all over it, and the room smelled like smoke, and it was like the tapestries were soaked with smoke, and it just stunk to high heaven. That was the worst smell I've ever been. And then, of course, there's the bathrooms on a train, but, like, we can all just imagine that in our heads, right? Yeah, so that's that. Now, do I want to put the 4 yellows together? I might as well. I might as well just throw caution to the wind. So I'm going to put the whites together. Oh, should I do that to myself? Yeah, I'll do it. Call me crazy, but I'm doing it. Doing it. We do it, doing it. Doing it. I don't know a song that says doing it, but there you go. If you could time travel, who would you go back in time to see and talk to, living or dead? I hate this question. I never have a good answer for it. Never. Living or dead? Living or dead? Who I want to go back to and talk to? Well, I mean, it would have to be someone that, like, I would find something interesting about. That, like, find out something, you know, that I didn't already know. I think it would be, who would I go back in time to talk to? And it's not like I didn't hear Stitcherista go through all of these. And she had a good one. She wanted to go back to talk to her grandparents when they were, like, younger, you know? and get to know them better when they were kids. And that's a really good one. And I might just steal that because I can't think of anything else. I mean, obviously there's like the, you know, world leaders. How about I want to go and, living or dead, I want to go talk to Oprah Winfrey right now. I don't want to go back and pat in time or anything. I just think she's kind of awesome. And, you know, when am I ever going to meet Oprah Winfrey? Is that the worst? That's such a stupid answer. No, let me think of something else. You know who I'd want to go back and talk to? Myself. Oh, wait, that's 13. That's question 35. Never mind. Oh, wait. Invite 5 people to dinner. Oh, never mind. I read it wrong. Okay. Oprah Winfrey. Martha Stewart. Amy Poehler. Sarah Silverman. Tig Notaro. Comedian. Yeah. I think we would laugh our bloody heads off. I think Martha Stewart might actually have a really good sense of humor. But if not, she'll whip us up an amazing dinner. It'll be the spread to beat all spreads. So yeah, that's who I would want to have dinner with. I want to laugh myself silly. So yeah, bunch of comedians and some crafty folk. Why not? Family food traditions. I mean, there's like the holiday food. So like Passover would be, fried matzah. Oh, that's so good. You take the matzah and you wet it down so it's soft, and you mix it with eggs and some milk and salt and pepper, and you fry that up, and it's called matzah fry or matzah brai, and it's so good. Ooh, I want some of that. When's Passover? I'm gonna have to get some matzah this year. I like big butts, and I got okay, sorry. Family food traditions. What are traditions in our house? We go to, well, we don't anymore, but for the longest time, Jared and I would go to Denny's on Thanksgiving, because when we first moved to California, our furniture was arriving on American Thanksgiving, and having grown up in Canada, it wasn't a thing to us, and everywhere was closed except Denny's, so we went there for dinner. And then our furniture arrived that night, which is another story all to itself. And so there's always a story, eh, Danielle? Always a story. So we just kept doing that for years and years. And even the year that I was pregnant and practically busting with twins, we were at Denny's for Thanksgiving dinner. They were born Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend. But we don't do that anymore because there was no Denny's here, and then the Denny's that's here sucks. Oh, it has the worst service and the worst food, which is just sad because we liked it. I mean, it's not like the best fare in the world, but for what it is, we really enjoyed it. And now, blucky. Ugh. Yeah, we don't go there. 967. Family food traditions. I don't know. Hanukkah's latkes. I do like a Yule log at Christmas time. And sugar cookies. Yum. I used to make sugar cookies with my mama. And we would decorate them, and we would make huge gingerbread villages and decorate the hilt out of those things. And oh man, did we have fun. I'd like to, you know what I do with my kids? We buy here's a family food tradition. There we go. I thought of one, and it's good. We buy the gingerbread kits that you can get, where the gingerbread is like pre-baked and it comes with all the stuff. Then we buy extra stuff like extra icing and extra sprinkles and all that stuff. And then we don't actually build the house. We break them up into cookies and then just decorate them as cookies. Because building the house is hard and it falls over, and little kids don't have the, temperament for that necessarily. So we just make cookies out of them, and love gingerbread, love sugar, love decorating. We give Max his own like little stash of candies because there's a lot of like mixing of mouth and food and fingers and scratching and boy stuff. Blech. So we always like mark which ones Max makes, poor kid, because he's just a boy, and so he gets to eat all of his own cookies. And then Sarah and I will make like double decker super cookies where you decorate 2 cookies and then sandwich them together and then decorate the outside like a sandwich cookie. And that's why I'm not aging gracefully. But that's a fun food tradition. We do that every year. And if you could write a letter to your 18-year-old self, what advice would you give? Go to school. Be an engineer. Go to school for engineering. Yeah. Don't take the long way around to become an accountant. I like accounting. I'm good at it, as I've said in the past. But I really think I'd be a great engineer, because I love building things and I love seeing how things get together and the process of things, and and I like to think in like 3D, and I can really see myself as like a good like structural engineer, building bridges and tunnels and big gigantic machines and building the machines themselves. Like I could totally see that. Yeah. And about love and love lost, I think you got to go through it to know that you've been there. I wish I could tell myself like it's all going to work out. You will find the right person. You'll have a really lovely family that loves you. You will eventually stop needing to have plans all the time. Your anxiety about being alone will go away. When something is over, it's over, and it's time to move on. And don't cheat on your boyfriends. It's never worth it. Because I was cheated on, but I also cheated on someone else. And I still feel terrible about it. He was a nice boy, and he didn't deserve to have that done to him. And I wish I hadn't done that. Broke his heart. And we did eventually get back together and ended up drifting apart for other reasons. But it was a long time of mending for him, and I felt terrible about it. So don't cheat. That's what I would tell myself. Go to school, be an engineer. It took me so long to figure out what I would want that I'm not going back to school now, folks. I'll tell you that. I'm going to engineer some diamond paintings. That's what I'm going to engineer. And I'm also going to engineer... You know what? We are going to just finish this together. We're almost done. I'm not going to leave you hanging. So let's just come up with some other stuff to talk about. Let's see. I don't want to do like a big long story because I am kind of tired. Let me think. What can I say? What can I say? Oh, I know what I want to say. That the comments I've been getting are like the nicest things people have ever said to me. I had a comment come in this evening that I had to read out to my family. I was like, oh my goodness. You know who you are, who said that you don't usually comment and you liked listening to me and that you wish I would do more videos. even though I'm getting busy. Well, your comment really touched my heart. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not like a touchy-feely, totally, uber, yeah. I'm not really like that. But yeah, I was like, oh my, like, you made me blush. And I was like, I read it out to my family and my husband, and I don't usually like gush about things. I usually keep things to myself mostly. This is going to be hard. Oh, these symbols are going to be the death of me. Okay, that's that weird. Oh, that's because this is upside down. There you go. It looked kind of like a 3, but it's not. It's the British pound symbol. Have a cup of tea, would ya? So thank you for all of your lovely comments, and your huge welcome to the YouTube community. I like it here, and I plan on staying. This is one of those things that I was like, I really just gotta do. I just gotta do, and I'm glad I did. I did it, and I did it, and I'm here. 4, 4, 5. Okay. Oh, I'm almost done, guys. 3 left and 3 symbols left. Yay! It worked, it worked, it worked. Of course, I have a silly F out in the middle of nowhere, but that's okay. I can handle it. I'm gonna hold on so they don't go flying on me again. La la la, da da da, da 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 da. So tomorrow I have to go grocery shopping and work. I mean, I don't mind going grocery shopping, but it's the weekend and I just want to sit and diamond paint. I prefer to go like after I pick up the kids in like the early evening, late afternoon, early evening. And then we can just go and get it over with and come home and then make dinner and, it's done. But when I go on the weekend, it like takes up the weekend, But yeah, so I have to do that this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend, so the kids have no school on Monday. Yay! Sleep in. Hate waking up early. Oof, do I ever hate it. I am a total night owl. I will stay up late. And then wake up to get the kids to school. Then take a little nap, because napping is good and good for you. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with anything to say while I finish this up. Okay, how about you tell me, you did a really good job last time telling me what you were painting, what you were working on while listening. One person said they were just sitting there listening, afraid to miss anything. That's funny. Oh my god. Trust me, you're really not going to miss much. Go ahead and do something. What else? What is this? Which way does this go? Like this, okay. I don't know what symbol this is. It's some sort of Greek P, maybe? Greek pee-pee. No, just Greek poo-poo. No poo-poo, no pee-pee. Clean channel. Last one. Greek P, 948. It's forever going to be Greek pee-pee to me. A plus is 5,200. And the F-bomb, 987. Ta-da! We are done. And then the next step is, of course, to take these and pour them into these. But I'm not going to do that with you tonight. I'm sorry. This took so bloody long to do. Probably would have been like a third of the time if I wasn't trying to do 2 things at once, because that's not easy. That's right. Okay, so anyways, until next time, don't forget to put the caps on your markers before they dry out.